All right, welcome back. The bonus guide here, with respect to let's talk about feminism and the red pill. Okay, the feminism and red pill. It is going. They're both, especially red pill. Recently, they're going viral and they are affecting people's romantic lives. It is what it is. In fact, people are falling into it because they had failed romantic relationships. Oftentimes, we find that the loudest of the feminists are also this type of people, the loudest. Okay, but I wanted to share with you some of the similarities because they're basically the same thing. When it comes to the family structure, if you're trying to build a family structure, you have to be careful. You have to separate feminism and the red pill. Feminism is good for fighting for women's rights, equality in workplace, in society at large, but also in the way you treat women in general, right? The red pill is advocacy for men, advocacy for men, and just, that's what it was supposed to originally be. But when something's an ideology in nature or religion in nature, there's a tendency that there's people that will turn it to weaponize against themselves. And I want you to pay attention to some of these things, okay? And I'm going to keep it very simple, and then we're going to round this up because I'm expected to see you in the 21 days boot camp, okay? All right, first thing first, polarization and extremism. Extremism does not work with romance. It just doesn't, okay? And it's not as simple as, I don't say that. I really never say that. No, it will show up in your behavior. Okay, so polarization, polarized views, and all this kind of stuff, the things that is used to push this movement, when you bring it into the family structure, you're married to a person of the opposite gender, it's going to affect you. It's going to show up. You're a human being with spirit. It will show up in your behavior. You might not realize it, but the other person is feeling it as something toxic. So you want to be careful with that. It's not the movement that's toxic itself, it's the way it's been interpreted. It depends on what you're doing with it. It's a double-edged sword, right? Number two is stereotyping and generalization. Stereotyping and generalizations, it doesn't work. You're going to look at the worst of the worst extreme of stories out there. You're going to cast it on your relationship, and you will attract what you fear the most. Number three, lack of nuance. Everything is extremes. Everything is extremes, okay? They both do it. The feminism movement, the loudest ones, the fourth wave, whatever they call it, the red pill, the loud ones, the MGTOW, whatever they want to call themselves, the extremisms, they lack nuance. Everything is either yes or no for them. They use the same behavior on both sides. There are women doing it, there are men doing it, okay? Number four, neglecting intersectionality, okay? There's so many things many other factors that goes into this: race, class, sexuality, so many other things that goes into in the modern times that we don't pay attention to when they're having this discussion. It's basically extreme end of the same extreme polar opposites of the same issue, okay? It doesn't work with romantic relationships. You gotta be careful with that. Inflexibility in gender roles. In real life, when you're married, happily married, you have to be flexible. That's the bottom line. There's still the reason why you have to be flexible is that there are roles, but you have to be flexible. Flexible doesn't mean the absence of roles. It just means you have to be flexible. Does that make sense? Focus on power struggles as opposed to understanding power dynamics, okay? There is power dynamics, okay? The idea is to bring your partner on your team. On an ongoing basis, continue to sell them that they belong on your team. What happens is that it becomes power struggles when you're stuck in red pill or you're stuck in feminism. You gotta be careful with that. It's not something you have to admit to me. It shows in your behavior, okay? It shows in your mannerism, in your demeanor, in the way you carry yourself, okay? And obviously that creates, number 8, emotional disconnect. Number 9, misinterpretation and misapplication. You're learning a lot of good stuff, but when it comes to application, when it comes to data, you misinterpret. When it comes to good stuff, you misapply it because you're thinking in extremes, right? Very careful with this, right? And then number 10, something that's heavily discounted in all of these different worlds because they're coming from a professional activism place, is that every individual experiences, they vary. We're human beings. There's no one single biometric. There's no two alike biometric out there, unless I guess the twins. They say same DNA, but not same fingerprints, right? I'm not sure, but it's like there's no such thing, right? We're all different. Our experiences are different. They're unique. We have to be very careful. You have to be very careful with this stuff. All right, so that's all I wanted to share with you with regards to this. I would rather not engage or bring stuff that has to do with activism out them into your family. Don't bring it. Bring your partner on the same team with you, and stop casting that stuff on yourself. And I'll be careful with watching too many stuff from those communities as well, because it will affect the way you move. Okay, there will be enough events in your life that will make you think, oh, that must be that thing that's happening here. Is this woman that have been disrespectful? Oh yeah, men has come, right? There'll be things that will happen just naturally. Crisis will happen, and then you might just find yourself relating everything that's the most toxic back to your situation, when all you really have is just a little bit of maybe not a little bit, but some conflict, your responsibility to resolve. Let's be careful. All right, so go ahead. Okay, you can still do second daily on this. Okay, second daily, share your thoughts, your insights. Okay, and share it, and then share it with your affiliate custom partner link. Okay, send an email, share, and then also let's build a community. All right, I want you to go all in. I want to see you in person. I want to hang out with you in person. I want us to do some great things together. I want you to join me on those forces. Let's build a community. Let's create some new experiences out there. The loudest of the loudest out there is just the negative, the worst of the worst. Join me in this movement. Let's make an impact, a positive impact on this world. Let's help our children create better communities, right? And thank you so much. Thank you for trusting me for going through this program. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you inside of the 21 days boot camp. Bye now.